Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Poseidon Record of Ragnarok Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. This is the last of the candidates for the Record of Ragnarok Title Booster Series decks. We do have the Brunhilde deck. I'll consider doing a deck profile on that. It's more of a deck that focuses on the trial deck and the additional support we got from the booster set. But this deck will be the third candidate for the god side, being Poseidon. It's a deck that focuses on Poseidon sacrificing his other units to better off the Vanguard. It's really his own playstyle and very fitting to the character from the series, since that character really felt above everyone else, never making gaze with any of his fellow gods, or even very, rarely looking into the eyes of man as well, thinking them beneath him as well, and that's what led to his demise, spoiler alert, from there also. But if you're watching this deck profile, I'd already think you're a big fan of the anime to begin with. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the Poseidon ride line, just like the other gods, the entire ride line consists of Poseidon, with the grade 0 being Poseidon. If you rode upon it and went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Nothing But Filth Before My Eyes, Poseidon. With this card, when placed on Vanguard by riding on Poseidon, you look at 7 cards on the top of your deck, choose one Poseidon order from among them, or one Poseidon card, and reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle the rest, and put them on the bottom of your deck. So it's the search power, just like Thor and Zeus were for their other decks, the grade 2 being your true nature Poseidon. So when this unit is rode upon by Tyrant of the Ocean Poseidon, you can call it to rear guard, which is very, very useful for its second ability, which we'll get to with the additional copies we run in the main deck. And our grade 3 is Tyrant of the Ocean Poseidon. This is your main go-to grade 3, which will also utilize the Persona ride. So along with the copies we are running in the ride deck, we are running 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. With your Poseidon, you can rest one of your rear guards, search your deck for up to 1 Poseidon order, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So the rest option definitely does come in handy for the searching of the order, which the order then will also be used along with Poseidon's second effect, which is once per turn on the Vanguard circle, counterblast 1, retire 1 or more of your rear guards, and this unit gets plus 5,000 to end of turn for each unit retired for this cost. If you retired 2 or more, it also gets drive plus 1 to end of turn. That is the pressure having a triple drive, which definitely plays into Poseidon fighting with a trident of all things. Very, very fitting for his attack to have triple drive as well. For the grade 2s, we are running 4 of the additional Poseidon, which is Most Fearsome Greek God Poseidon. When this unit is retired from rear for your card's cost, you can Soul Blast 1, call this card to rear as rest. And if you have a Vanguard with Poseidon and its card name, stand this unit, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 5,000 till end of turn. So no matter what, this card will not stay down, even if used for the retire. So being able to retire 1 or more of your rear guards with the Poseidon main Vanguard, calling back this unit, and then having additional options for the additional drive check thanks to it. I am also running 4 copies of God of War Ares for the additional draw power pressure that this card can provide, and also just be another needed sacrifice for Poseidon altogether as well in the deck. But it is really useful for the search power. You do just use a counterblast 1 for Poseidon, so you can save some of the other counterblasts for the other cards we run in the deck. Along with running the grade 2 copy in the ride deck of True Nature Poseidon, we're also running 3 additional copies of this card in the deck as well for added numbers. With this card's second ability, when your Vanguard's ability would count numbers of units retired for that cost, this cost is counted as 2 cards for this card. So being able to retire this card as just 1, but have it count as 2, just adds for more and more numbers for your Tyrant of the Ocean's Poseidon. And also being able to call it to rear from your soul, thanks to this card, gives you another resource to retire without even having to call one from your hand. And then for some of the other grade 2s that we run in the deck, I also run 2 God of Cunning Loki for the additional boost that it provides from the center back row rear guard, just by resting this unit and having your front row get plus 5 until end of turn, adding to the additional power that Poseidon would get on top of this card alone. And also when it's placed, you can Soul Blast 2, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is a God, call to rear, which all we've revealed so far are all God units, just giving you more and more resources to call out onto the field. Moving on now to the grade 1s, I also run 4 copies of Watchman of the Apocalypse Heimdall. If you have the triple rare Messenger of the Gods Hermes, you can also put this in as the substitute for this spot in the deck, but it's player preference at that point with which one you may want to run, and also affordability. It's more of a budget option with Heimdall to run in the deck just when placed on rear guard, saving you the need for a good amount of the counterblasting you'll do with your Poseidon. And for the last of the grade 1s, we're just running 4 copies of the Supreme Norse God Odin as the Sentinel of choice, being able to guard and attack, having the 1 card left in your hand to use for the discard cost, not having to discard for it, and save it for an additional attack that your opponent might try to use against you. And for the orders, just like with Thor and Zeus, Poseidon utilizes the different orders for his deck. We're running 3 of the Legends Passed Down Poseidon. You play this card with a counter +1 if you have a Vanguard with Poseidon in its card name. All of your front row rear guards get plus 10,000 to end of turn. If your rear guard was retired this turn, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So it makes up for you, cutting down your own and then being able to also in same retire one of your opponents in the same process. I only run 3 of this card though. Compared to some of the other orders for Zeus and Thor, it's kind of lackluster in my opinion. So you definitely do want to save your counterblasts when you can, more for the grade 3 Poseidon's retire option. But we still run 3 of the other order, which is the Kion Tyro Demeter, which is his main go-to attack that he used against Sasaki Kojiro. Play this if you have a Vanguard with Poseidon in its card name. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with a grade lower than or equal to your Vanguard and Poseidon and its card name from among them. Call it to rear, shuffle your deck, and then put them on the bottom of your deck. And choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 10 till end of turn. I definitely do like this order a lot more than the Legends Passed Down Poseidon. It just adds a lot more for less of a cost in my opinion, since your Vanguard will be the main go-to unit attacking with a triple drive pressure to begin with. So if you want to put in a 4th copy of this card, you can always take out one of the copies of Heimdall for a 4th copy of this order. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the triple drive pressure, so 6 critical, so 4 of the much awaited encounter, and 2 of the strongest by nature. So you have this pressure along with the triple drive that your Vanguard will have, and also 5 of the draw triggers, so you can have more pressure and hand consistency. So 4 of the underpining style, and 1 Battle of the Abyss. You can even mix and match your numbers, since you can have up to 8 copies of Battle of the Abyss in the deck, but this one has the +5 shield, along with your much awaited encounter having the +2000 and put into soul ability. And then for our heal trigger, we are running 4 of the Heavenly Melody for the heal of choice to be able to use as the God heal trigger, and also the over trigger being the Ragnarok option. With this card, you do rest 1 of your rear guards thanks to Poseidon, so there is a small chance that when you do rest that card, you don't have the options to restand it, but a lot of times it will be sacrificed for Poseidon. So most of the time I'm just attacking with a rear guard first, having the triple drive pressure with Poseidon, and any trigger I get will go to the rear guard that hasn't attacked yet if I don't get off this over trigger. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. With that, we finished the 3rd and final contender for the Record of Ragnarok series, and I hope you all enjoyed as well. I definitely did have a lot of fun looking at these decks and seeing how their playstyle works. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.